In this chapter, we will dive into the Commerce Clause and economic liberties, exploring their impact on constitutional law. In this crash course on constitutional law, we will cover the Commerce Clause and economic liberties. We will delve into the historical background, evolution of jurisprudence, and current controversies surrounding this important aspect of constitutional law. Let's dive in and explore these key topics together. Today, we're diving into the concept of economic liberties. This encompasses the essential rights individuals have to engage in economic activities without unnecessary government interference. Think property ownership, contract agreements, and the freedom to pursue economic opportunities without unreasonable constraints. It's all about protecting your ability to start a business or invest in the stock market. In this slide, we delve deeper into economic liberties and their significance. The freedom to own property is crucial as it allows individuals to make decisions about their assets, such as owning a home or business. Entering into contracts is also essential for conducting business and ensuring enforceable agreements. Moreover, having the freedom to pursue economic opportunities without unreasonable restrictions fosters innovation and entrepreneurship. These economic liberties empower individuals to participate in the economy freely and responsibly, shaping the economic landscape and creating a conducive environment for economic prosperity and individual success. Voting rights are crucial in a democracy because they ensure that all citizens have a say in how their country is governed. Without the ability to vote, certain groups may be marginalized and their needs and concerns may not be addressed by the government. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 in the United States was a significant law that aimed to overcome barriers preventing African Americans from voting, thus protecting the rights of marginalized groups and ensuring their voices are heard in the political process. Without voting rights, democracy is weakened, and the government may not accurately represent the diverse needs and perspectives of its citizens. It is vital to protect and expand voting rights to ensure a fair and inclusive democracy for all. Promoting economic growth, fostering innovation, and enhancing individual prosperity are the key aspects of economic liberties. When individuals are free to engage in economic activities without unnecessary government interference, it can lead to increased productivity, investment, and overall economic development. Countries with strong protections for economic liberties tend to experience higher GDP growth rates and lower levels of poverty. Additionally, economic liberties play a crucial role in fostering innovation by allowing entrepreneurs and businesses to experiment, create, and compete in the marketplace, leading to the development of new products, services, and technologies. This not only benefits consumers with more choices, but also drives economic progress and competitiveness globally. Moreover, enhancing individual prosperity is another important outcome of economic liberties, as it allows individuals to pursue their economic interests and opportunities, leading to higher levels of income, wealth accumulation, and overall well-being. Societies that uphold these fundamental rights tend to have greater upward mobility and a more equitable distribution of wealth, creating an environment where individuals can thrive, businesses can flourish, and economies can prosper. The treaty power is a crucial tool that allows the federal government to make agreements with other countries. These treaties can cover a wide range of issues like trade, security, and human rights, and once ratified by the Senate, they become legally binding in the United States. This means that treaties can override conflicting state laws and regulations, shaping both international relations and domestic policy. For example, NAFTA governs trade relations between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, impacting their economies. Moreover, treaties can also address global issues such as climate change, nuclear proliferation, and human rights, like the Paris Agreement combating climate change. In essence, the treaty power is a vital aspect of the federal government's authority, influencing international relations and domestic policies significantly. The Commerce Clause in the Constitution is a crucial component in maintaining the balance of power between the federal government and the state governments. Through landmark cases like Gibbons v. Ogden in 1824, the Supreme Court has interpreted the Commerce Clause broadly, giving Congress the authority to regulate not just the buying and selling of goods, but also any activity that impacts interstate commerce. This broad interpretation has allowed Congress to pass laws like the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits discrimination in public accommodations that affect interstate commerce. By granting Congress the power to regulate commerce among the states, the Commerce Clause plays a vital role in shaping the economic landscape of the country and ensuring fairness for businesses operating across state lines. In Gibbons v. Ogden, the Supreme Court ruled that a New York state law granting a monopoly on steamboat navigation was unconstitutional because it conflicted with the federal government's power to regulate interstate commerce. This decision established the principle that federal authority in regulating commerce among states supersedes state laws that interfere with this regulation. This case set a precedent for future interpretations of the Commerce Clause, expanding federal power in economic matters. It also emphasized the need to balance state and federal authority in regulating commerce for a cohesive national economy. In Wickard v. Filburn, the Supreme Court ruled that even seemingly local activities, like a farmer growing wheat for personal use, could be regulated by the federal government if they had a substantial impact on interstate commerce. This case set a precedent for the broad reach of the Commerce Clause, allowing for the regulation of activities that may not involve selling or transporting goods across state lines. It highlighted how individual economic liberties can be constrained in the name of regulating the broader economy. Wickard v. Filburn expanded the scope of the Commerce Clause by showing that activities with indirect effects on interstate commerce could still be subject to federal regulation. The prohibition of discrimination is a crucial principle that ensures individuals are not treated unfairly based on factors like race, gender, religion, or other protected characteristics. This principle guarantees equal treatment in various areas such as education and employment. For instance, it means that everyone should have the same opportunities for education and should not experience discrimination in the workplace due to their gender or race. A practical example of this principle is seen in gender equality in the workplace, where men and women should receive equal pay for equal work, have equal chances for career advancement, and be free from gender-based discrimination or harassment. By upholding this principle, a more inclusive and just work environment is created for all employees. In United States v. Morrison, the Supreme Court examined the constitutionality of the Violence Against Women Act. This case highlighted the limitations on Congress's power to regulate non-economic activities under the Commerce Clause. The court held that the act exceeded Congress's authority under the Commerce Clause because the violence against women being addressed was not considered a commercial activity that substantially affected interstate commerce. This decision emphasized the importance of distinguishing between economic and non-economic activities when analyzing the scope of Congress's regulatory power. It also underscored the need for a clear connection to interstate commerce in order for Congress to validly regulate certain activities. This case serves as a significant example of the court's role in interpreting the limits of federal power under the Commerce Clause in the context of social legislation. Intrastate commerce is all about economic activities that happen within one state's boundaries. It's like when local farmers sell their produce at a farmer's market, or when a small business operates only within the borders of one state. It's all about keeping things local and within state control. States have the authority to regulate intrastate commerce within their borders, allowing them to create laws and regulations that govern their local economies and businesses. This means that businesses operating solely within one state are subject to state laws and regulations, rather than federal laws. For example, states can set minimum wage laws, establish health and safety regulations for businesses, or impose licensing requirements for certain professions. This flexibility enables each state to tailor its regulations to meet the specific needs of its economy and population. Ultimately, intrastate commerce plays a crucial role in allowing states to exercise their regulatory powers and shape their local economies according to their own priorities and values. In this slide, we delve deeper into examples of intrastate commerce to better understand how it operates within a state's borders. One common example is local farmers selling produce at a farmer's market, where they grow their products within the state and sell directly to consumers. This type of economic activity is regulated by state laws and does not involve crossing state lines. Another instance is a small business that operates exclusively within one state, like a family-owned restaurant sourcing local ingredients and serving customers within the state. State governments have the authority to regulate. Regulation is like the rule book that keeps everything in check. It's what stops things from going haywire, ensures fairness, and keeps the economy running smoothly. In our discussion, we'll dive into how regulation impacts commerce and economic liberties, shaping the way businesses operate and consumers are protected. Civil liberties are essential rights and freedoms that protect individuals from government interference. Examples of civil liberties include freedom of speech and religion, which allow individuals to express their beliefs without fear of censorship. The right to privacy ensures control over personal information, while due process guarantees fair treatment in the legal system. In the landmark case of Griswold v. Connecticut, 1965, the Supreme Court recognized the right to privacy in marital relations, setting a precedent for future privacy rights cases. Overall, civil liberties are crucial for protecting individual freedoms and limiting government power, essential for maintaining a just and democratic society. Environmental protection laws, workplace safety regulations, consumer rights laws, and financial market regulations are all examples of regulations that play a crucial role in our society. These laws are designed to protect the environment, ensure the safety of workers, safeguard consumers from unfair practices, and maintain stability in financial markets. For instance, environmental protection laws, such as the Clean Air Act, set standards for pollution control to improve air quality and reduce health risks. Workplace safety regulations, like those enforced by OSHA, require employers to implement safety measures to prevent injuries. Consumer rights laws, such as those enforced by the Consumer Product Safety Commission, aim to prevent harm to consumers from unsafe products. Financial market regulations, overseen by agencies like the SEC and the Federal Reserve, work to ensure transparency, fairness, and investor protection in the financial industry. These regulations are essential for promoting the well-being of individuals and the overall functioning of our economy. Regulatory agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, and Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, play a crucial role in enforcing laws and regulations in various industries. The EPA is responsible for setting standards to protect the environment and public health, such as air and water quality regulations. OSHA ensures safe working conditions for employees by setting and enforcing workplace safety standards. The SEC regulates the securities industry to protect investors from fraud and misconduct. These agencies are essential for promoting public welfare, ensuring fair competition, and maintaining the integrity of different sectors. They conduct inspections, investigate violations, and prosecute offenders to uphold the law and safeguard the interests of the public. Today, we're diving into the intricate relationship between federalism and commerce. This dynamic determines the boundaries of power between the federal government and the states when it comes to regulating economic activities. Understanding this balance is key when analyzing conflicts between state regulations and federal laws in areas like taxation, trade barriers, and licensing requirements. Let's explore how these concepts shape the landscape of constitutional law. In this chapter, we will delve into the structure of the Constitution, focusing on the key principles of separation of powers and federalism. We will explore how these concepts shape the distribution of power within the government. Let's get started. State laws that impose higher taxes on out-of-state companies and require special permits for out-of-state businesses are examples of Dormant Commerce Clause issues. These laws discriminate against out-of-state businesses by creating economic barriers that hinder interstate commerce and go against the principles of a free market economy. For instance, higher taxes on out-of-state companies compared to in-state businesses can distort competition and unfairly advantage local companies. Similarly, requiring special permits for out-of-state businesses can create an unequal treatment that restricts interstate commerce, limiting the ability of out-of-state companies to compete with local businesses. These examples highlight how state laws can impact the free flow of goods and services across state lines, ultimately affecting the overall economy. When a state or local government acts as a market participant, it means they are engaging in commercial activities just like private businesses. This allows them to operate on the same terms as those private businesses. Examples of this include state-run liquor stores, city-operated public transportation systems, and government-owned utility companies. These entities directly compete with private businesses in selling alcohol, providing transportation services, and offering essential utilities like electricity, water, or gas. Understanding the role of market participants in the context of the Commerce Clause and economic liberties is crucial, as it can have significant implications for competition and the economy. Police powers are crucial for state governments to ensure the well-being of their citizens. They allow states to regulate various aspects of public life, such as food and drug safety regulations, zoning regulations, traffic laws, and public health measures. Food and drug safety regulations protect consumers from harmful products, while zoning regulations promote orderly development and protect property values. Traffic laws ensure the safety of motorists and pedestrians on the roads, and public health measures, like vaccination requirements during pandemics, safeguard the overall health of the population. These examples showcase the broad authority that states have to enact laws that serve the best interests of their citizens. All right, class, let's wrap up our discussion on the Commerce Clause and economic liberties with a quick summary. We covered the foundational principles, key Supreme Court cases, the balance of power between federal and state governments, and the role of regulation, including the Dormant Commerce Clause. This summary will help you remember the key points as we move forward in our study of constitutional law. In today's class, we delved into the Commerce Clause and economic liberties, equality, discrimination, and individual liberties. Ensuring equal rights and protections for LGBTQ individuals is essential for upholding the principles of the Constitution and promoting a just society. The landmark Supreme Court case Obergefell v. Hodges in 2015 legalized same-sex marriage nationwide, affirming the right of LGBTQ individuals to marry and enjoy the same legal benefits and protections as heterosexual couples. This decision was a significant step towards achieving equality for LGBTQ individuals under the law. Additionally, LGBTQ rights intersect with other areas of constitutional law, such as freedom of speech and expression. The right of LGBTQ individuals to participate in pride parades and other public demonstrations is protected under the First Amendment, highlighting the importance of safeguarding their freedom of expression. Recognizing and protecting LGBTQ rights is not only a matter of legal significance, but also a fundamental aspect of promoting a fair and inclusive society that upholds the principles of equality and individual liberties. In wrapping up, it's important to recognize the significant impact that the Commerce Clause and economic liberties have on our economy and society. I urge you to critically analyze how these principles influence our daily lives and to always strive for a deeper understanding. Thank you for your attention, and feel free to ask any questions you may have.